Hey everyone, this is Ultra Runner. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the newly released, I guess it was teased a few days ago, and they just released it for pre-order. This is the Revenge of the Sith Yoda. This is a figure I've been waiting on. There's like 2 figures on my absolute wanted list for Star Wars for me to wrap up my Star Wars collecting, other than maybe like 2.0s of whatever I have existing. And one is Yoda, and the other one is Galen Merrick in his plain, Force Unleashed regular look. But yeah, I've been wanting Yoda for a while. Yoda will be going on my Ahsoka shelf, and that will pretty much wrap up my Star Wars. Well, besides Boba Fett, I mean, any Boba Fett they drop, so like prototype Boba Fett or the new Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, they drop that. I mean, of course, I'll pick those up. So Boba Fett's pretty much always on the menu. I'll pick one of those up anytime, but as far as the rest of Star Wars, I'm pretty much wrapped up with this, once the figures I already have on pre-order come in. But I was wanting Yoda, definitely like the CGI version of Yoda better than the puppet version from the prequels. I'm sorry, from the OT. Definitely like that prequels look, and, great, that's such a good look right here, But yeah, figure looks great, price-wise, I wasn't expecting under $250. To be honest, I mean, I know Yoda's a small figure, but with Hot Toys prices lately, they just been kind of creeping up, and everybody's like, oh, well, the first one was $189, so this guy's probably going to be around $210. I'm like, I don't know what planet you're living on, but we have not seen Hot Toys stay close to their previous pricing for a character or for a figure, so I wasn't expecting this under $250. So the B240. That's not too bad. Expects to come out sometime early next year. So, or I guess between July and September next year. So, it is what it is. But, it looks great. This is definitely the definitive look for me. I love his Revenge of the Sith look. Granted, this is the Yoda that lost. So, like Will Fox case, always talking about the Thanos that won. That's why he likes Infinity War. Well, this is the Yoda that lost from, Revenge of the Sith. So, but yeah, it looks great. Light up lightsaber, which I know the previous one didn't have. You've got the swappable seamless forms, which is great. Looks like he's got pretty good posability, which is definitely very nice. Again, like, such a great stance. I'll probably have him standing like that. I'm sure a lot of us probably will, but I think I'll have him standing like that, in the other hand holding his lightsaber down to his side, something like that. Yeah, high school photo. Yoda, though, such a funny picture, but I'll never use that head sculpt, so it is what it is. But that's cool that they give him the little hover chair, so if you want to use him as your attack of clones Yoda, you can do it as well. Granted, just a close up of that same one there. He's got his walking stick, looking like a straight up boss. So but this was really good. I'm super happy that this is out. I was hoping he would drop sooner than later as far as just in general for the pre-order, because like I said, this is definitely one of the very few characters I was like, as a must-have for me. I don't have a Yoda currently, and I have to have a Yoda, so all my must-have figures are now accounted for. I have a Luke, I have a Vader, I have a Anakin, and now I have, well, besides the stuff I have to have, like my Clone Wars, stuff like that. But outside of my Clone Wars, my Ahsoka Clone Wars 332nd setup with Rex, and my Savage and Maul setup with the Mandalorians, I needed to have a Yoda. So, but again, like I said, this is pretty much it for me. Like I said, I've got Galen Merrick on my wish list, and if Galen is announced, that'd be awesome to add to that Legends line. And that's pretty much a wrap for me in Star Wars goes. So, but yeah, let me know if you guys plan on picking this up. I know a lot of people are pretty hyped for this Yoda. There's a lot of the comments from the previous couple days, seeing on different YouTuber sites, YouTubers comments talking about how this is definitely a good drop, kind of expensive. And of course, you got people critiquing this here and there. But for the most part, it seemed the consensus was this was a pretty hype release and pretty unexpected. So, and the great thing about this is they may be able to reuse his body for, the anniversary Yoda next year. So maybe we get another Yoda, or they treat Yoda like they did Palpatine and have multiple Yodas out, just like they had multiple Palpatines out. So Again, I got the multiple head sculpts there. So yeah, I mean, just like let me know in the comments below if you guys are picking this guy up. If you are, you're pretty stoked about it. This is a replacement for the one you have currently. This is your first one. Just let me know. Like I said, again, I'm hyped for it. This is definitely a dopo, already been done. It's already on order. So, yep. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks and hanging out. Yeah, have a good one. Later.